Good morning, everybody. I'm going to try to make a video here. I know it's early. Really brief, but very, very important. Extremely important, this video. I don't know how many people are going to log on this early in the morning, but it has to be said and done. I got to give this last night to a group of Ontarians. It was fantastic. But key points that I constantly see coming up in comments all the time as new people come on, and there's three critical points here that have to be made. I put the hashtag World Constitution Day. All your fears, all your talk about rights, constitutionalism, breaches in that, if you put the hashtag in, it'll be logged in the American site where world academics are going to see that. The world is going to see that, many nations. Of course, the website's there too. You can go on and you can see that in every social media platform. Check out the program. It's going to be pretty exciting. It shows you all of the tags used. So, our three critical points here today that have to be made, have to be said. People talk about colonialism. Well, what is that? They talk about what's happening in Canada under Doug Ford right here in Ontario. Not Justin Trudeau. Trudeau has his own brand of the crown, but so does every premier. And we're going to go through this because people keep going, oh, it's Trudeau, it's Trudeau. Trudeau is an autocrat with the absolute power of the crown. But so are all the premiers. 2/3 of your rights go to the premiers. 2/3 of everything bestowed to Canadians in Canada, including First Nations, go to the premiers of the province. It's what's called civil rights. But we're going to start with narratives. Those screaming out, Nazis. It's Nazis. It's Nazis. You're absolutely right. But did you know, and you can read my Oxford paper, in fact, you can read the best experts in the world that are going to tell you the history of Germany. World War I and World War II. What were they about? They were about the colonial powers going at it. The countries who participated in crown-empowered colonialism, ladies and gentlemen. The world of kings and queens. That is World War I and World War II. Communism is new on this earth. Look it up. Soviet Union, that comes post-World War I. By World War II, it was a war of colonial powers. Great Britain and France were the huge targets by Germany, a then colonial power who was going around the world destroying civilizations to reseed it with Germanic, as did the British, the French, the Portuguese, the Italian, and the Dutch. That's reality. Absolutely crown-empowered colonials. The Socialist Party of Germany was only practicing colonialism, a crown-embedded power. Look it up, people. It's real. It's been abolished in this world, but it still exists in Canada and several other nations, embedded in their constitutions. That's where this comes from. It does not come from communism. It doesn't come from all kinds of civil law socialists. It comes from absolutely crown-embedded colonial powers from the League of Nations, who were run by absolute imperialists, emperor, kings, and queens. That's the truth. That was the world before the UN. USA and Russia were not colonials, not crown powers. They were the victorious allies, regardless of how you feel of communism. But the grossest atrocities, these serious violations of rights, were committed by crown embedded powers of colonial countries, just like Canada. Exactly how Canada exists today is what that world was under the League of Nations. It's been abolished. UK had to give up the crown over Canada, but Canada's politicians took the crown by not amending the Constitution. King George VI died in 1952, removed UK, but not amending the Constitution. He died before that could be done. And guess what happened? All the crown embedded and positions of government of crown power remain fully intact from that day forward in Canada. Your politicians are absolutely the crown empowered colonialism of that time period that absolutely led the world to World War I and II. The War of Colonials. Both wars, look it up. That is your Nazism. That's what happens when you have crown monarchs with absolute authority. Now, people who say the charter's enshrined, it cannot be breached. You have forgotten that 2/3 of your rights are absolutely given to the provinces with zero constitutions, zero rules of governance, and just like the Magna Carta of 1179, the same pitfalls of crown colonialism, this age of empire's power, that has never worked from that day forward, is how do you make the monarchs follow any kind of charter or laws? You don't. They have full power over it. They decide in their class structure, the first class, what you all get as the third class, which is 99% of you. There's a few rich people that get to the second class who can buy their way out, but that's very few and far between. Civil rights is how they get you to lose your charter. You can be enshrined, sure, but civil rights, the right of property, the right of businesses, the list goes on and on. Your gun rights goes on and on and on. The government, at will, provincially, will take away and destroy your civil rights to get you to give up your charter rights. Because sure, hold on to your charter rights, but just like the potato famine of Ireland many hundred years ago, guess what? They'll do that to you too. You can't drive. A license. Oh no, that's a civil right too. Your registration of a vehicle. Oh no, that's your civil right too. Your license to get a business. That's a civil right too. We all know there's licensing, fees, licensing. Welcome to civil rights. 2/3 of those rights belong to the provinces. Part of the crown power, every premier has it, with ultimate authority, zero codified constitutions, rules of governance in any province. They act absolutely autocratically. If it feels like Nazism, it's because that's crown-embedded colonial power of absolutely your politicians. It's here now. It will always be here until we, the people, change that. That's what CCP is about. The Canadian Constitutionalist Party. We will get elected. We will take Governor General, all lieutenant governors of every province and territory, fire them all, appoint our own, loyal to the party, loyal to we the people. They are the ones who ascend bills and acts in this country. Crown colonial power. Doesn't matter what democratic process you use. If the reigning PM, the monarch who appoints these people, doesn't want your bill or act to go, it doesn't go. You can look in the history of Canada. Many premiers have been blocked by lieutenant governor through prime minister, and then they send it to court, Supreme Court, highest ruling. Governor General runs that, and if you go to Superior Court, lieutenant governor overrides that. The judges are sworn to that crown, absolutely, or they don't get ascended to be a judge. Lawyers get their bar in Canada, have to swear that same oath. Police swear an oath to the Constitution of Canada. The Crown. This is how the whole system works. Military too. We can go on and on about the Crown powers. This has been utilized since 1179. It's the pitfall of constitutional monarchies, why they don't work. Because there's no real true democracy. It's what led to the Nazis. Absolutely. Look it up. Real history, real facts. I know a lot of you don't get this education. You'll never get it in school because you're in a constitutional monarchy. Canada is badly broken. We have embedments of a time of the world that's outlawed today. It's up to all of you to change it. We can do that with the CCP party. It's the only party of its kind. I'm the only third-class citizen ever to go about this. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for someone to come forward to tell you all this. This is reality. Share, share, share. Super critical video. Maybe save it. Use this when you see in the comments. I could sure use help as people come on, so people know how the government administers to steal your Charter of Rights. It's not just Trudeau. It's all the premiers. Whatever they want to do to you. COVID is just a highlight of what we are dealing with. The worst of the worst. And a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are going, something's wrong here. Something's very wrong here. Doesn't feel right. It's not communism. Sure, you can relate it to the Nazis, because absolutely it's colonial embedded power of our Constitution that powered all colonial powers of the time and grew the Nazis. Check it out. Look at history. Crown embedded colonial power. Colonialism. That's what it is. Canada currently is a living representative. It's why we have Crown land. It's why Indigenous, the First Nations, are so displaced. Why they're only on a limited portion of the country. Why Canadians are on a limited portion of the country. Check it out. It's all true. We are the living embodiment of an evil, warped system from the past. That's what Canada is. UN agenda, Canada leads these UN NWO agendas. They are the evil of the time. They're the closest representation of what led to the Nazis. Check it out. It's real. I'm sorry. That's the truth. Bye now.